All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about AI coding assistants today, and a really critical question that honestly not enough people are asking. How do you know if the AI is actually working on the right stuff? We're going to dive into a way to measure the quality of its context, which is just a fancy way of saying the information it's given to do its job.
So check out this quote. It mentions bundle recall and precision and asks a super simple question. Did the AI agent get the files it actually needed? Now, I know recall and precision sound kind of technical, maybe a little jargony, but stick with me because they get to the heart of whether an AI is truly helping you or just spinning its wheels and looking busy. We're going to break down exactly what those two words mean.
And really, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? Was the context, the information the AI was given, actually useful? This is the question every engineering manager with AI tools should be asking. Because, look, it's not just about an AI's ability to spit out code. It's about whether it was given the right puzzle pieces to build the right thing in the right place.
So is the AI actually helping? This is where we run into the illusion of progress. And what's so tricky about this is how deceptive an AI's activity can be. You see it opening files, scanning the repo, checking all these modules. It looks incredibly busy. It feels like progress is being made. But is any of that activity, all that digital hustle, actually moving the ball forward?
And here's the dirty little secret. Most AI coding tools don't even try to measure if their context was useful. It's wild. Their whole strategy is basically to just stuff a bunch of files into the prompt and, well, hope for the best. It's what you could call a hope-driven approach. But you and I both know, for professional engineering teams that need predictable, reliable results, hope is not a strategy. It just isn't.
Okay, so let's get to the solution. How do we move from guesswork to measurement? It's all about turning that fuzzy feeling of hope into a hard, clear signal. We have to make a fundamental shift away from just guessing if the context is good and start actually actively measuring it.
I mean, this really gets to the core of it, right? It's that old saying, you cannot improve what you do not measure. It's as simple as that. Just imagine, the AI needs to fix a bug that touches, say, 50 different files. But the initial context bundle it was given included 0. None of them. That is a catastrophic failure right at the starting line, and that kind of thing has to be visible. You need to see that.
All right, precision and recall explained. These are the two key metrics we've been building up to. So how do we actually measure context quality? Well, it turns out there are two, honestly pretty simple, but incredibly powerful metrics that solve this whole problem for us. Precision and recall. Let's break them down.
Okay, here we go. Recall on one side, precision on the other. Now, I know they sound kind of similar, but they're measuring two totally different and totally vital parts of the puzzle. Let's take a look at each one, starting with recall.
So first up, recall. The easiest way to think about recall is as a measure of completeness. So out of all the files that the AI actually had to change to finish its job, how many of those were in the starting package? It's really just answering that simple question. Did we include the files we ended up needing? If you have high recall, it means the AI had all the right ingredients to cook with from the get-go. And now for the other side of the coin, precision. If recall is about completeness, precision is all about focus. It asks, of all the files we gave the AI in that initial bundle, how many of them actually mattered? How many were genuinely useful? It's answering the other key question. Did we avoid including a bunch of irrelevant junk? High precision means the AI wasn't distracted by useless noise. It could just focus on the task at hand.
Okay, so let's talk about improving the AI's aim, because this is why all of this really matters for managers. We've got these two metrics, precision and recall. So what? Why is this such a game changer for engineering leaders? Let's get into the practical payoff.
It's actually really simple, but so powerful. This gives engineering leaders an objective way to evaluate context quality. That's it. It takes the entire conversation about AI performance out of the world of, subjective feelings and puts it squarely into the world of cold, hard data. No more guessing, no more, it feels like it's working. Now you have actual numbers. And this is the real payoff, right here. You're turning context from a complete guess into a measurable signal. That means you can see, clear as day, when the context bundles are off target. And once you see that, you can start to actually improve future context selection. It moves the whole evaluation beyond, did the context feel good, to something much more important. Did the context actually work? You can pinpoint why something failed, and then you can fix it.
And that brings us to the final critical point.
The whole idea here has been about moving past that hope-driven approach we talked about at the beginning and turning it into a reliable, solid engineering signal. Because at the end of the day, you can't improve your AI's aim if you never measure where its shots are landing. It's impossible. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. How are you measuring yours?